Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for your support. I just heard an extraordinary record that I want to tell you about. It's called Double Exposure by Joe Chambers. First, let me give you a little context. About 3 months ago, I introduced a new audiophile jazz reissue series called Time Traveler. Time Traveler is mining the Muse catalog from the 1970s. The person behind Time Traveler is Zev Feldman. This is Zev Feldman's first audiophile reissue series. He's well known as the jazz detective. He scours the world for unreleased club dates and broadcasts, and usually those are issued for Record Store Day on the Elemental and Resonance Records imprints. However, this is something completely different. This is an all-out audiophile jazz reissue series that stands with the very best from anyone. And I mean Blue Note, I mean Analog Productions, Prestige, all of those top flight reissue labels and series, the same quality here. These are all analog AAA cut and mastered from the original master tapes, in this case by Matt Lutthans at the Mastering Lab, which I love. And they are pressed at optimal quite well and presented in beautiful single pocket Stoughton style tip-on jackets with high gloss covers. I found a couple of titles in the first batch that I loved. It was a voyage of exploration, as usual for me, for jazz. I am a newcomer to jazz. I've been listening to it for about 10 years, but I'm still a newcomer and not a musician, so I can't always give you, deep dives into the music. But I want to show you these two because they're both interesting. I thought this was interesting too. It's called Love Dance by Woody Shaw. It's beautiful. I didn't spend enough time to it to give you a full breakdown, but I did with this one. This one has been on my turntable a lot. It's called Double Exposure by Joe Chambers and Larry Young. These two artists, of course, are famous from their Blue Note years. Here, in a decade later, they're on the Muse label, and they're exploring new sounds and new styles. I had no expectations for this. I imagined it would be Joe Chambers on drums and Larry Young on organ. I've heard Larry Young on the records I have, Unity and Into Something at the very least. And Joe Chambers I've heard as a sideman, in the Blue Note records. And he's always been on drums. Imagine my surprise when I played this. This record plays like a suite at first. So the first side, and possibly the first song on the second side, play as a unified suite. The first track starts out with acoustic piano. And I thought, who's playing acoustic piano? I looked and said, there's only two people on here. It's either Larry Young or Joe Chambers. And to my surprise, it was Joe Chambers. Beautiful, clear, resonant, airy acoustic piano. Lovely, meditative, I would say, searching kind of composition. It very much reminded me of a Windham Hill piano record in terms of sound and that style. Like just kind of like pretty and exploratory, very beautiful. I was so impressed with the piano sound. And I was like, okay. And then I started to hear Larry Young. And Larry Young on the first side is not necessarily a featured performer. He's adding color and emphasis all throughout the back of this gorgeous piano composition. And it's wonderful. The sound is so good. The Hammond sounds great too, but it's really the piano that's the star of the show. As it moves into the second track, there is a little added instrumentation. The piano still takes the foreground. Larry Young's contributions become a little stronger. and you hear tabla as well. So there's a little light percussion, and it's expanding upon the themes of the first track. And there's another thing that I noticed that was interesting is there seems to be the idea of a pulse or repetition, sort of like minimalism in my book. Things that I've heard in minimalist music before, where there's a repeating pattern underlying the whole music. And that was building in the second track as well. I thought that was really interesting. By the third track, it's really coming out into a full statement from this type of arrangement. Piano's still in the foreground. The contributions are becoming a little more urgent from Larry Young. And there is some cymbal work as well in this section. I think some light drumming. It's incredible. That first side won me over. When I flipped the record, the second side opened with a solo piano composition that was just beautiful. Reference quality piano sound. I loved it. Then the character of the record changes. And Larry Young on the Hammond and Joe Chambers on drums form a duet for drum and organ. And there's two tracks on here, and Larry Young's going to town. It's wonderful. And the drums are great too. The recorded sound is so good. It is so good. I was like, I couldn't believe that this label that, you know, tends to get overlooked had wonderful recordings, but it's true. Double Exposure is an easy recommendation for me. I think you'd love it. I'm sure you can stream it probably before you try it, but this record was pressed extremely well. With a record like this, it has to be on center, and it was, because those piano notes, which are all over the record, have to maintain their integrity as they fade out and not have a wow and flutter or anything like that, or off-center eccentricities. And fortunately, Optimal pressed this beautifully. It's very, very quiet, and the whole production is wonderful. This is a great record for fans of Larry Young, of course, but to hear Joe Chambers expanding like this was really a revelation to me. I didn't expect that at all. The Time Traveler series is one to keep an eye on. For audiophiles, it offers very good quality sound. For jazz lovers, a chance to hear the Muse records in the best quality possible. And I'm excited to see what else comes from this series. It really, truly is a voyage of discovery for me. And I will love having this record in my collection. It's fantastic. I'm going to get to the Woody Shaw in time. I have so much on my desk. I just wanted to make sure that I got this review out there so you could know about this. I don't think they're particularly limited. They're not numbered or anything like that. So it should be available, and I think you'll be very, very pleased with this record. Matt Lutthans did a fabulous job, and Zev Feldman, as always, creating another project that just shows his deep love for jazz. And the Muse reissues are his crowning achievement, I think. Let me know what you think about this record if you've ever heard it. And until next time, I'm Scott for the Pressing Matters. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.